Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'll be providing an honest review of Ancient Magic Master, the anime collab from Uncle from Another World for Ragnarok Mobile. I'll cover her skills, ruins, weapon, and showing a legend instance run. I'll be using my beta account where I remove a lot of my deposits, so I'm at 65% attack deposits. So throughout the video you can get a more realistic idea of how much damage you'll do. Stay tuned for all the details. A huge thanks to Cremisi and Bacon for the translations. I'll put a link to their spreadsheet so you can see the additional details regarding the skills, ruins, and weapon. First, to get Ancient Magic Master, you'll need to pay 300 BCC to get her hero voucher. Here I spend 300 BCC to roll on this machine, and then I get this voucher. Once I click on this voucher, you'll unlock the hero. From the job tree, you can see that she is the hero class for Arcane Master, but you'll soon see that she is nothing like Arcane Master. Let's begin with her skills. For the core hero passive skill, the best way to understand her class is she gets extra damage from magic attacks. You can actually build her using typical physical gear, and then the magic damage adds extra damage to your attacks. So for level 1, when you see magic damage being added, that will boost your attack. For level 4, combining both types of ignore defenses and both type of penetrations is really nice. It gives you great flexibility for your gear since you can use both magic and physical damage gear. It's also a lot easier to hit the 200% ignore defense and 80% penetration, which are ideal for legend instances. For level 7, you will get some nice extra magic damage to your attacks since your attack skills will add 2 times magic damage. So you'll definitely need to roll for her ruins to get a lot of second lines, and I think you need a minimum of level 4 to play her. If you need BCC to roll for her ruins or to unlock her in the future, then try Smile.1. Smile.1 allows you to get discounted BCC and premiums for Ragnarok Mobile. They have been around for more than 8 years and have lots of global business partners for other games too. There are also plenty of payment options for lots of flexibility. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. Next is the active skill Enchant Weapon. You get 2 meters extra range, a 30% increase in final damage, and magic attack for 30 seconds. This is a great buff for boosting damage. The Magical Resonance Star Rune also adds more ignore magic defense and magic penetration. This is a solid skill with enough buffs to make it borderline unfair. Here she lifts up her sword when she is ready to smash that golem. Next is the active skill Side Split. This is a nice AoE attack that has a high 3200% multiplier. This uses your physical attack. Since this is your primary attack that you're spamming, you can see why physical attack is important to this class. The Elven Wrath Rune can further increase your damage. Here I have Side Split on auto, and it is a great AoE skill against mobs too. You can spam this pretty fast, so it's similar to the cycle of skills Arcane Masters would use, except this is a single skill and convertible, so definitely much more flexible and powerful than Arcane Master. Next is the active skill Extreme Star Wave Break. This is a massive AoE that can come down. I'm not a fan of the fixed cast time, although the Asylum Promise Star Rune can reduce that. It's also notable that this can be converted as well. The damage scaling is high at 4500% and also factors in strength for the damage calculation, so definitely make sure you max out your strength. Against players, putting them into an attackable black hole is great too. It's definitely annoying in PvP. This skill looks really cool as you see a giant sword smash the golem. Though the cooldown to use this skill isn't great, I wish we could spam this a bit faster. Next is the active skill Icarus Kuora. Ojisan comes down to make the enemy forget magic. Target previous skill or auto attack will be banned and lasts 7 seconds. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on monsters. I really wish I could make those legend bosses stop attacking. The memory ruin can further cause loss of SP to the target. This is an annoying skill in PvP, and if you watch the anime, Ojisan's ability to use the memory eraser is hilarious, so I like that they incorporated this in ROM. Here you see me summoning Ojisan to make the target dummy forget all the traumatic events I've put it through. Sleep soundly tonight. Next is the active skill Space Compression. You can pull one enemy next to you and enemies will enter an attackable black hole status. It lasts 2 seconds. The casting range is further increased with the Emerald Field Star Ruin. Here I move the boss around with Space Compression. This could possibly be the funniest way to reposition bosses during board hunting, so it gets my blessing for generating anger and causing drama during that. Next is the active skill Light Block Camouflage. This is a great survivability skill for you and your teammates. Be sure to cast this before engaging with monsters or enemy players. Next is the active skill Cosmite Ring. This increases the skill damage dealt to the enemy by 50%, which is insane. You also block healing if they have no teammates around. The Destiny Rune also reduces damage dealt by the enemy. This is a solid assassination skill for bosses and players. Here I cast Extreme Star Wave Break without Cosmite Ring and I deal 128.6 million damage. Then cast Cosmite Ring and hit for 193 million damage, so quite a big increase. Next is the passive skill Elven Armor. She deals more damage the more she receives damage, so it helps to be a masochist. The damage increase is pretty high, 30% for physical and magic damage. It lasts for 10 seconds too, which is good. You can also recover HP equal to 60% elemental damage received, which is nice too. Next is the passive skill Uncle Protection. This gives you great abnormal status resist and also reduction against monsters. This is great for instances like Oracle Dungeon or White Star Airship. Against players, having a chance to proc Icarus Korra is great as well. Next is the passive skill Emerald Heart. When the same skill is used continuously, cooldowns of that skill is reduced by 50%. When different skills are used continuously, recover self 10% max HP. I think using the same skill is easier, although cycling through different skills can be a bit tricky, but the HP recovery is a nice bonus. Next is her weapon Feather of Flowing Radiance. This is definitely her ideal weapon since it increases side split damage by plus 2% for every refined level. This will help you scale the damage like crazy. You also get CC resist plus 1%, which is a nice defensive option. Next, for her different tiers, this is what you get. For tier 5, having a chance to cast Cosmite Ring automatically is great since it saves you time from having to cast this, and you'll have more time to cast Side Split yourself. Next, here are the materials you'll need to make her base weapon. Next, for Aesir Monument, some notable buffs are 15% penetration, 15% magic penetration, 15% ignore defense, and 15% ignore magic defense. Next, here's my gear overview. It is primarily physical, I just threw in some magic attack cards. For these tests I don't use shadow equipment, mostly because I don't have really good ones on this account. For Oracle Mirror I do use the combustible knife. For Relic I use Elf's Piccolo. I don't have Lord of Vane on this account or I would use that. For Adventure Handbook I have 3779 attack, 3250 magic attack, and 65% attack and magic attack deposits. Next for stats I have 24,000 attack and 15,000 magic attack. 87% penetration, 61% magic penetration, 34% skill damage increase, 158.5% ignore defense, and 69.5% ignore magic defense. I cast my self buffs first. I don't like the time it takes to cast this mid-fight. Then I cast Cosmite Ring. I use Extreme Star Wave Break when it is active. Then I attack using Side Split. That's the only thing I have on my auto attack. One thing I don't like about this character is her survivability. I think it is worse than Ragnarok, but I think it's about the same as Saitama. Also, I think her Side Split needs to attack faster. It feels a bit slow. At 65% deposit, I think this does decently well. It's definitely not so unfair that I think that this is super broken like I would with Ragnarok. And in the end, unfortunately I wasn't able to kill the golem fast enough. It is at 6% before I die. I think this is an A tier class. It definitely can do good DPS even at lower handbooks. It will definitely scale with a better handbook. However, when it comes to competing with Saitama or Genis for PvE, I don't think it's as unfair as those two, so it's hard to say whether it's really worth buying her at the moment. Hopefully she'll get some more buffs. I'll be doing more videos on her soon when I attempt more legend instances, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend, and if you want more sneak peeks, check out this playlist over here.